video thing.
Oh, nice.
Welcome.
I saw.
No, that's fine. Welcome everyone. Of course, as you guys know, I am here with Miss Taylor Love. I'm very excited. I'm very thrilled because of the fact that she is part of the Paul Santini music. Well, she's collaborated with him along with many other artists. If you guys have been listening for the past few weeks with Mastermind Music. So, of course, you know, for those of you guys, I normally kick off with the Paul Santini, so I'm going to go ahead and do so now.
When life gives you lemons, make a strong lemon margarita. Yeah, baby. She is the queen of radio. Patu Loca has arrived on Paul Santini Music Mastermind Radio.
Oh, goodness. Hey, guys. Okay, as you guys know, it is Ms. Patu Loca, and I'm so thrilled and excited because I have Miss Taylor Love. And Miss Love, I have to tell you, I really love your name.
Thank you.
It's
I love it too.
it's a very gorgeous name. I really love it. And so I have to start off with that first. Another thing I also wanted to say is that you do have a lot of great music. For those of you guys who would like to know more about Miss Taylor Love and her background story and everything, you can also check her out on all her social media pages in the description box below. And remember, don't forget to like, share, because, you know, sharing is caring, comment, and, you know, if you would like to have, like, you know, one-on-one talks and say, hey, I want to know what's going on, your tours and stuff, feel free to contact her on any of the information in the description box down below. Now, Mrs. Taylor Love, as you know, as for those people who do live in California, they were very lucky and blessed to have you perform and hear you perform live at the House of Blues.
Mhm.
How did it?
At the House of Blues in Hollywood. Yeah.
How did that go?
Oh my gosh, it was magical. it was one of the most amazing experiences in my musical life so far. Just to see people, you know, being in person with fans and friends and family, and having people sing along to my songs, and it was, oh my gosh, it filled my heart up, and just felt like I filled the room up with the positive vibes that we are all doing our best to put out there with Paul Santini and the Music Mastermind crew. And oh my gosh, yeah, thanks for asking. I loved it. I'm definitely going to be doing more, so it'll be hopefully some more in California soon, and within, I would say, the end of 2015 or beginning of 2016, we'll have a U.S. tour of sorts. Very exciting, and then we're moving on to the world.
Now, one thing I did hear is that you had a super fan. So the question I would like to hear is, seeing that a lot of times when you make songs and stuff, and, you know, a lot of times you think to yourself, okay, you know, when you write songs, you just write them because that's what you were going through. That's how you were thinking at the time. So how does it feel to perform live, or to have someone out randomly say your lyrics or recognize you just doing your norm?
Great question. It was so surprising. I was literally, you know, I was singing, and I was looking, and I was noticing this guy, and he's singing every word, even to some of the older songs that I don't really sing anymore, but that I just decided to pull out some oldies, and then some. We actually performed one of the new songs that isn't up yet, and it was. I don't even have words for it because I've never experienced it before, but it was, you know, he's sitting there recording it all and singing his heart out, and I could feel the connection, and I could feel how much it meant to him to have the songs to sing. It was, and to have that connection with me, you know, it was just it's like being connected with somebody without talking with them, you know?
What was the most let me see. What was the most standout moment you've ever had with a fan of yours that you were like, "Whoa, I'm gonna have to stop and take a picture because you are on it"?
Actually, you know what? Probably one of the most standout moments that I've had was through an email. Actually, this mom sent me an email after I had done an interview for another radio a couple years ago, and she sent me a message about her daughter who had just passed away, and that she was interested in having me write and record a song for her. And so, yeah, that was one of the standout moments for sure.
Wow.
I've also had other people, you know, on YouTube and emailing me. I'm such a personal person, so seriously, if anybody wants to talk or has questions or just, yeah, I'm here for you, and just send me a little message. But it makes my day when I see the comments of, you know, I listen to this every morning. This is my wake-up song. This gets my day started. Or I was having a crappy day and I listened to this and I heard it right at the right time, right at the moment that I needed to hear it. And thank you. You know, it's definitely moments like that keep me going and inspire me to keep creating.
Now the question I have is, I do actually, after you just said that you actually do everything personally, which means that somebody emails you whatsoever, you're the one responding. I know for myself, because if anyone were to, you know, as people follow me and things like that, there's many ways they can contact me. They can either send me a video, they can tag me, they can email, call. And what's so surprising is, because it takes me such a long time to respond because there's so many messages. I'm still in 2014 of June going through all of the log. So a lot of times when I respond or I call them, or when they call and I pick up, they freak out. So I would like to know, like, when you actually respond, have you ever had someone like, "Oh my gosh, Miss Lorde Taylor, is that you? What?"
Yeah, I think people are surprised when I'm the one personally responding, and for right now, I'm really blessed that I have the time and the availability to do that. And especially if there's some, you know, at least like it or comment back or do something to show everyone that I'm there and paying attention, that I really do appreciate them figuring it out and responding. So, yeah, I'm going to move my car right now because I'm in LA and we have parking stuff. Good old LA. Gotta love it here. But yeah, so that's, you know, it's a gift for me to receive any kind of comments or messages or anything. So as much as I can give back, I will take the time every time to personally respond. And what else am I, you know, this is my life, is really connecting with people and helping in any way that I can. And that it's a blessing for me to be able to talk with to people, and I want to hear what's going on with everyone's life. You know, I want to hear if they're struggling or if they're excited, if they're celebrating something. I love that. That's like my favorite thing ever, is to hear what's going on in people's lives and to see if there's some way that I can be of service.
Of course, I would have asked, like, you know, if you weren't a singer, what else would you do? But it's kind of impossible for me to ask you, because since the age of 8, you've been writing, at the age of 8, your own poems and music. While I'm busy watching G.I.M, Conan, you're writing songs, and you're also doing poetry.
Right, yeah. I joke, but it's serious. Like, I came into this world singing. I really did. I started singing before I could talk, and there are home videos of me, you know, singing, and I always loved entertaining, and I can remember very clearly at 8, I just started to, you know, I asked for a journal, I asked for a rhyming book. I was so into writing and poems and I asked for a karaoke machine. There was just something in me. I started doing plays and theater things, and it was the way that I expressed joy the most. That was when I really felt connected with something greater than myself, something more powerful than me, something that was just outside of myself but within me at the same time. And it was when I was 8. I also watched TV too. It wasn't like all I ever did was write and sing, and I was just,
well, no,
but
I'm sure you did, but if you think about it, an average 8-year-old is just like, homework, and they have their things that, because, I thought I was going to be like the next either supermodel or the next, rock star. I don't know why, but I really want to be a rock star. And like you, I wanted to have a diary, write in it, and somehow, because, when you go into school, especially when you take English class, you always have your teachers encourage you to write poetry. It doesn't have to rhyme. It's whatever you feel. I got over that real quick. And I always thought, I'm going to go back to it. But for you to know, okay, at 8 years old, that's it. And to stay persistent to writing. And then it's not easy to go from doing poetry to writing music and then actually performing all of that from the age of 8. Well, 8, for you, it's a lot younger than that. But 8 is the age that is like documented, where there's videos and footage to show and prove that this is what you were doing. I don't know about you, but that's not a typical 8-year-old. Not in my book.
Well, yeah, I guess it's not a typical 8-year-old. That was for me, that was typical, and it was easy for me. And that's, a lot of times when I think people are asking, what's my purpose? What am I here for? I asked them, what did you love to do when you were 8? What did you love? What came naturally to you? What did you just want to do all the time, and you just, didn't even think about it? Just came easily, came naturally to you. What were you doing as a kid? And I do actually believe that's our purpose. So I was writing, I was singing, I was entertaining and performing, and I just wanted to make people smile and bring love, and I hugged everybody. I was a hugger. I still am, and that was my thing. And I got my first camera at when I was 8, and I filled up, I took pictures and filled up a photo album right away. And so there are certain things that showed up in my childhood that just, I guess they aren't typical for every 8-year-old, but it was obviously something that was I was born with it. And I think that everyone is born with at least one thing that if we could all take a moment and think, like, what did I like to do when I was 8 or 6 or whatever the age is that pops into your mind? Like, that's your joy. That's what Spirit put into you to express in the world. May not be the way that you're going to make money. It may not be like the financial crux of your life, but that could be the spiritual mission. That could be the spiritual purpose. And I feel like for all of us, for me, it's the spiritual purpose here is to enjoy life as much as possible.
I really like that.
My biggest job is to help people and bring joy. Help people bring joy. Yeah.
That's a really cool take on it. You said doesn't matter if you make money off of it, just as long as it's a spiritual thing. And if you think about it, a lot of times when you go to school, they tell you pick a career that is something you love to do. And a lot of times, especially with this fluctuating economy, it's like, even though you may work a 9-to-5, that may not be the type of thing that is you're into. Just continue doing the thing you love to do the most. Make it your main priority hobby until until it's no longer your hobby. That way, you have a more joyous life.
Yeah, and I mean, 9 to 5 seems like a long time, but you still have 5 to 9 afterwards. I mean, you can work a job that maybe is not totally your passion for a little while, just long enough to maybe support you in building your fortune. Work a little bit at something 9 to 5 or whatever, a couple hours a day at something, just that, and be grateful and just be of service and just know that it's temporary, and use the other time wisely. Really use the other hours, the other moments of the day to work on your passion and to build something that's going to, that's going to last much longer than the days of having to work that 9-to-5 job.
One thing I do notice about not only your music, but more so your message that you put across is that you speak about always uplifting yourself, being happy, and making the best of every situation, no matter how high or no matter how low, which is really cool, you know. And I also, listening to some of your music, I see that in the music industry, they do compare you a lot to a lot of my favorite artists, which is Lorde Taylor Swift, which is so happy to be funny because you're Taylor Love, and Colbie Caillat. So, and it's so crazy because all three of these women are very talented in their own right in so many ways. But how does it make you feel to know, even though they're all great artists and they're so so diversely different, but it's like it's so hard to put you in one placement? So they're like, look, if I were to make a bowl of my favorite top one artist, I'll throw Taylor Swift, I'll put Colbie Caillat, and I'll throw in Lorde, and bam, Taylor Love.
Yeah, you know, I think that depending on who I talk to, really, everybody thinks I sound like somebody else, and I love all three of those women and their music, and it's a compliment for sure to be put in the same category as any of them, and it's not. I feel good about it. I mean, it doesn't really make me feel. I feel neutral about it, I guess you could say. It's like, you know, it's not really. I think because I'm so different, people don't know really what style to put me in, is because I'm a writer first. You know, I really am a songwriter and a songkeeper, and that's where all the inspiration flows from. So I tend to write to lots of different styles of music. You know, you send me a track and I can write to it. And that's something that I love, and also is why I love working with other artists, because I don't need to perform all of the songs that come through me. I know that some songs that I write are not meant for me. They're just meant to come out of me and then be gifted to another artist so that they can bring it to the world. And yeah.
So, not only are you a songwriter, and I mean, basically, songwriters, you might as well have been a producer at 8. That's the only thing you're missing, and made art. But you've also written and produced music with Fireworks and Sex, Sinelab Studios, Leggitt Productions, and a whole lot more. And you still do, as you just admitted, write for other artists. So, has there ever been a song that you've written for another artist and you thought, just like Sia, a lot of people forgot Sia's been out for a long time, but she's written so many songs that when you hear a song, you think, okay, I love this song. Just like when she written for Rihanna, the Diamond song. And then when she redid the song over, if she were to do it her way, you're like, wow, that's like so different. Has there ever been a song that you've written and you gifted it to another artist and you were thinking to yourself, you know what? Let me do my song again. But if I were to do it, I would do it like this.
That's a great question. Not yet. That hasn't happened yet. Usually, I'm super supportive of however it comes out for them. Of course, you know, as an artist, it's not so easy for me to be, what's the word? Like, removed from how I get it out into the world. You know, so like however it comes through me, I'm like, yeah, that's my style. That's how it comes out of me. And sometimes I wish it were different. So I'm usually actually really happy with how the other artist does it, because it's like, yeah, that's cool. That's something I could never do because that's not my sound. That's not what naturally comes out of me. Of course, you know, I could spend hours and play with it and try different things, and that's fun too. I love playing with sounds and seeing what else I could come up with and how I can sound different. And I'm always, interested in working with other people to say, how do you hear this? What, do you have an idea? What could go here? Harmonies, working with Sinelab is amazing. Melta Jordan is such a brilliant producer, and he hears things that I don't hear, and he's like, do this, harmonize here, put an ooh here, put an ah there, and Fireworks and Sex, I was working with David Rothfuss, and he's still working with that project, and I actually just connected with him the other day, and we were talking about maybe getting together and collaborating again, and the universe is bringing me lots of amazing and talented people to collaborate with, and what I love the most is that it's all under this umbrella of the intention of the Music Mastermind community, which is to really uplift and shift the world one song at a time.
Because I noticed you have amazing music. Just like I said, you always preach and speak about being positive, making the most out of everything in life. You have music like Be You, Pink Castle, Home, Hold On to Hope, So Good Now, and my favorite, OMG. Produced by Fireworks.
Yeah, exactly. I just want to say that, yes, that's definitely the message, is that, no matter what's going on in life, it can always get better. We really need to guard our emotions and our mental chatter as closely as we can. It's our most powerful weapon, really, and our most powerful gift, and whatever, there's a solution to everything, and there's a different way to look at everything. And I'm also a human too. I definitely have my human experience as well, and that's one reason why I do say reach out to me, because I've been through a lot of things. I've been through my ups and downs. That's where the songs come from. Is I need reminders too. I need those songs too to listen to, and to remind myself of the message as well, and to remind myself of what's important in life, and what to focus on. Really just remember, whatever we focus on will grow. And so even if life seems super crappy and down right now, it's like, find something that makes you feel better. Find something to focus on that's going to spin your energy in a different direction.
Now, as for yourself, how did you come into meeting the amazing Mr. Paul Santini and getting involved into the Music Mastermind?
Yeah, Paul Santini, he is so amazing. The universe brought us together. I was in Germany. I was living in Germany for half the year, and I was getting really clear with making music there, and I was calling it. I started listening. I found his energy coin. I found his energy pendant online somehow, and I sent him an email, and kind of like how we were talking about earlier, he personally wrote me back, and he said, I usually don't respond to everybody, but there are some times where I see an email and I feel like I need to personally respond.
Mm-hmm.
So we just started talking, and I started talking about the music, and he's like, oh my gosh, I am creating right now, a group of artists for Paul Santini Music Mastermind, and send me your stuff, and so we Skyped for hours. And just talked, and it was just like we knew each other. We were just so in alignment with a lot of with everything, and so yeah, we just kept in contact. When I came back to the States, we stay in touch on Facebook a lot, and at least once a week probably we text or call or something, check in, and it's been a blessing. So and I listen to his meditations. I joke sometimes. I'm like, you're my bedtime story. I follow listen to his voice, or wake up, and when I'm feeling like I need an energy shift. What's more powerful than listening to someone that has such strong intention for helping others.
One thing not one thing, because there's many great things to say about Mr. Paul Santini, and it's so crazy because I was just like, I need an energy shift. Like, I need some kind of direction. Because, you know, when you're in that moment in life where you're like, I need to get to the next phase. I just don't know what it is. I'm heading towards a direction I'm happy with, but there's got to be more. I feel like there's got to be more. I don't know what it is. I don't know how to do it. And I'm like, let me get into some of that, you know, yoga and all these. I'm trying all these different varieties of ways to get myself into Zen. And that's how I ran into Mr. Paul Santini. But one thing I appreciate about him is he is the real deal. He's strictly professional. He is, like, I'm telling you, anytime I need a boost, just like you said, I listen to his audios. I have his, how many of his charms and pendants. And at the same time, if I'm actually going through something or I'm having a meltdown, I actually call him. And he picks up, and I'm going off the deep end. He's like, relax. And it's like, then I think to myself, am I that dramatic?
Right, yeah, no, one of my favorite lines, and it's Santisi, Paul Santisi. He, one of my favorite lines of his is, it's irrelevant.
Yeah.
I'll literally be talking, and he'll say, it's irrelevant. I go, you know what? It is. It really is irrelevant. He has a way of shifting energy pretty quickly, so that's beautiful.
And I don't know, he's such an amazing guy, and I am so excited of the fact that through Music Mastermind, for those of you guys who may not know, Music Mastermind is a station and a collaboration of artists that Paul Santini decided, okay, because these people, which is basically if you're into the law, into the world of the law of attraction and things, or you're a person who believes in, okay, how you live, how you think, is the way, you know, that the vibe, the way you think, the way you vibe is what you're going to attract. He decided to come together and create the Music Mastermind. So for those of you guys like, what's the Music Mastermind? Music Mastermind is music with positive intentions, music with positive people, living the best, clean, positive life that they possibly can. And when you listen to the music, it's feel good music. It's not music laced with anything that makes you feel a certain kind of way. It's just, even a lot of times I'll play the music and don't even realize it's on, but I'm in great energy. So if you're that kind of person that's looking for, you know, Mrs. Taylor Love, you'll definitely find it at the Music Mastermind. And for those of you guys who's listening, please, I'm telling you guys, when you listen to the music, and at the same time, Mrs. Love, before we sign out, I must tell you, I had a lot of guys and girls when I started promoting you, when you were doing your music for your, well, before you were, before the ticket sales were done with the House of Blues performance, a lot of guys really dig the swimsuit picture. They really did. And they were shocked because they're like, okay, you know, hot girl. But they were really shocked because like, woo, she has some bootay. I'm like, I know. I'm like, because I was thinking, okay, she's going to be in a very super eccentric. It's kind of like you could only relate. You know how you meet those artists that they're so eccentric that you can only relate musically. But when you see them, you're like, I don't understand. So with the music, I'm like, she's so eccentric. She's going to be a weirdo when you see her. And when I saw you, I'm like, what the? Marilyn Monroe, what? You're just gorgeous. So I know if I don't say that, the people like, excuse me, especially the guys. So I'm like, Taylor, Miss Taylor Love, you're getting a lot of love. Especially the guys love you, the women love you too, and they wanted me to let you know, keep the curves.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, you know, my mom's Puerto Rican, so it's kind of just something I was born with. Can't fight nature. I mean, you can, but it's really a struggle and it's not fun. It's much more fun to just embrace what's there. So thank you for that. I appreciate it.
No, you're totally welcome. Are there any last words you'd like to share to those who follow you and those that are going to start following you after this interview?
Oh, I love you, and just be yourself. You're so needed in this world just as you are.
You know what, guys? Please do not forget to check out the links that I provided and check out more about Miss Taylor Love. You can also listen to her music on Reverb Nation, where the link is in the description box down below. Please listen to BU, positive, uplifting song. And then don't forget to check out Pink Castle, my favorite, OMG, So Good Now, Home, And hold on to hope. You have a lot of good songs out there. I just had to let you know that. But please,
Thank
guys,
you.
any and everything.
Lots more coming too.
And anything that you would like to know about Miss Taylor Love, all you have to do is check her out. You'll find all her social media pages that are available in the description box down below. And anytime you'd like to know updates about Miss Taylor Love, as she provides the news, I will hashtag Taylor Love. And all you have to do is check out any of the social media, maybe Instagram, Facebook, any social media I'm on. You hashtag that, and you'll find more updates on Miss Taylor Love. This is Miss Patu Loca on the Get Inside Me show. Don't forget to check out Paul Santini, Mastermind Music, where you'll find more of Miss Taylor Love. Thanks for giving the love to Miss Taylor Love tonight. My name is Patu Loca. Would you like to sign off for us, Miss Taylor Love?
You got it. Thanks for listening. Love you, Patu.
Love you guys. Love you too, Miss Love.